I have been a state trooper in the Appalachian Mountains for almost 11 years. I have seen car crashes. I have seen lost hikers. I have seen things in the forest that I still cannot explain. But nothing compares to Highway 47. On every official map, Highway 47 is only 23 miles long. It runs through trees, hills, and old mining towns. It should take exactly 28 minutes to drive from one end to the other. But 3 months ago, I drove that road for 6 hours. And I never reached the end. The road did not turn. It did not split. It did not circle. It just kept going. The same gas station. The same broken guardrail. The same dead deer on the shoulder. Again. And again. And again. Dispatch said I was driving in a straight line. My GPS said I was moving forward. But my fuel tank said something else. And the worst part? I wasn't alone on that road. There was another patrol car behind me. One that did not exist in our system. Tonight, I am going to tell you exactly what happened on Highway 47. And why I will never drive that road again. But before we continue, make sure you're already subscribed to the channel. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I always wonder how far these stories travel. Now let me take you back. To the night the road refused to end. My name is Daniel Harper. I am 34 years old. I work as a state trooper in Appalachian Mountains. I work on backroads. Small towns. Long highways. Forest everywhere. I've been doing this job for 9 years now. Most nights are quiet. Too quiet sometimes. You drive. You listen to radio. You drink cold coffee. You think about life. Then sometimes something happened. But what happened that night was not normal. Not accident. Not drunk driver. Not crime. Something else. It was October. Cold night. Light fog. The kind of fog that sit low on ground like it hiding something. I was parked near mile marker 18 on Highway 47. Highway 47 is simple road. 2 lanes. Trees both sides. Old gas station near middle. One broken billboard that say, "See you again soon." No one fixed that sign for years. Radio was silent almost 1 hour. Then dispatch call come. Unit 12, we got report of missing vehicle. Last seen entering Highway 47 northbound. You closest. I grab radio. Unit 12 copy. They send details. Blue Ford Explorer. 1 driver. Male. Name, Thomas Reed. Age 42. Wife say he called her 1 hour ago. He say something strange. He say, I keep passing same gas station again and again. Then call drop. Signal gone. I frown little. Bad signal normal in mountains. But same gas station again and again. Maybe stress. Maybe panic. Maybe nothing. But still, something feel wrong. I start engine. Headlights cut through fog. I pull onto Highway 47. Road empty. No other cars. Just trees and dark. You know when forest feel alive? Like it watching. That kind of night. I drive slow. 45 miles per hour. Looking for blue SUV. Radio static little. Wind hit car. Nothing special first 10 minutes. Then I see it. Old gas station. Lights on. Neon sign flicker. Open 24 hours. I always think that funny. Because no one worked there at night. Still sign on. I pass it. I look inside lot. Empty. No blue SUV. I keep driving. Road curve left. Then right. Then long straight. I check mile marker. Marker say 22. That's strange. Because gas station near marker 15. But maybe I not see marker clear. Fog thick. I keep driving. 10 more minutes. Then my heart feel cold. I see gas station again. Same broken ice machine outside. Same red soda poster on window. Same flicker on letter P in open. I slow down. No way, I whisper. I look at GPS. It shows straight line. Northbound. No loop. No turn. I check mile marker. It say 15. Exactly 15. I grip steering wheel tight. Maybe I turned somewhere by mistake. No. Highway 47 only one straight line. No big exits. No round road. I stop car near gas station. Engine running. I step outside. Cold air hit my face. Everything quiet. Too quiet. Even no insects. I walk few steps. Gravel crunch under boots. I look at station window. Inside dark. But neon sign still on. I feel like something wrong with air. Like pressure change. Then radio crackle loud. Static first. Then voice. Very weak. Trooper, you see it too. I jump little. Who this? I say. Static. Then clearer. Thomas Reed, Blue Explorer. I'm still driving. I keep passing same place, please tell me you see it too. My chest feel heavy. Mr. Reed, where are you right now? Pause. I'm passing gas station again. I turn slow. Look at road behind me. Headlights in distance. Coming closer. Blue SUV. My heart beat fast. Stop vehicle right now. I shout in radio. SUV slow down. It pull behind my cruiser. Driver door open. Man step out. Mid-40s. Pale face. Eyes wide like he not sleep for days. That's you, he ask. Yes, I say. He look at gas station. Then at road. Then back at me. You passed it too, right? I don't answer fast. Because I not want panic him. Sir, how long you been driving? He laugh nervous. I don't know, maybe 1 hour, maybe 5. 5? Impossible. Tank cannot last forever. How much fuel you have? I ask. He look inside SUV. Then look at me slow. It was full when I enter highway. Silence. He whisper. Gauge still full. Cold run down my spine. I look at his SUV. Engine still on. Headlights bright. But something strange. License plate. It's same number as report. But plate look older. Rusty. Like many years old. Sir, I say careful, when you enter highway. Tonight, he say. What time? 8:15. I check clock. It 2:43 a.m. He stare at me. You telling me I been here almost 7 hours? Before I answer. Wind pick up. Strong. Fog move fast across road. Gas station neon flicker crazy. And then. We both hear it. Another engine. Behind us. We turn together. Another patrol car. Same model as mine. Same color. Same lights. But headlights off. It just sitting there in dark. I feel blood drain from face. Thomas whisper, that your partner? No, I say slow. Because I know every unit tonight. And no one else here. Driver door of other cruiser open. Man step out. Same uniform. Same hat. Same badge. Same face. My face. Thomas start breathing hard. That's you, that's you. The other me walk forward slow. No sound from boots. No radio. No breath. Just walk. Stop few feet away. Look at me. Smile little. And say one sentence. You're not supposed to stop. Fog grow thick again. And headlights of his cruiser turn on. Blinding bright. Thomas scream. And everything go dark for 1 second. When light normal again. Other cruiser gone. Thomas SUV gone. Gas station dark. Neon sign off. Highway empty. Just me. Alone. Standing in middle of road. Radio silent. Fuel gauge in my cruiser. Almost empty. And odometer say. I drive 312 miles. On 23-mile highway. That was night. I understand something. Highway 47 is not normal road. And it does not like when someone stop. And that was just beginning. I did not tell anyone the full truth that night. When I reached the station, it was 4:12 a.m. But it did not feel like 4 a.m. It felt like I just woke up from bad dream. Except the fuel tank was almost empty. And the odometer still showed 312 miles. I sat in the cruiser for maybe 10 minutes. Just staring at the steering wheel. Trying to think normal. Trying to make sense. Maybe I blacked out. Maybe I drove in circles somewhere else. Maybe stress. But one question did not leave my head. Where did Thomas Reed go? Dispatch never called again about him. No missing person alert. No wife calling back. No report filed. Like he never existed. I checked the system before going home. No Thomas Reed in database. No blue Ford Explorer report. Nothing. The call log at 8:57 p.m. was empty. But I remember it clear. I remember his voice. Tell me you see it too. I did not sleep that day. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that other patrol car. Same badge. Same face. And that sentence. You're not supposed to stop. What did that mean? Next night I requested Highway 47 patrol again. My supervisor looked at me strange. You sure? That stretch is dead quiet. I know, I said. I just want to double check something. He shrugged. Your call. I did not tell him anything. Because how you explain something like that? At 9:30 p.m., I was back on Highway 47. No fog this time. Clear sky. Cold air. Half moon in sky. The road looked normal. Too normal. I drove slow. Watching mile markers carefully. 12. 13. 14. Everything right. Then marker 15. Gas station ahead. Lights on. Neon sign flicker. Exactly like before. My hands tightened on wheel. I told myself, just drive past. Don't stop. So I drove past. Marker 16. 17. 18. Good. Normal. My chest relaxed little. Maybe last night was stress. Maybe I imagine things. Then marker 22. Then 23. Then 24. I froze. Highway 47 ends at mile 23. There is no mile 24. But the sign was clear. Black and white. 24. I slowed down. Then I saw something worse. The road ahead was the same road. Same trees. Same small crack in asphalt. Same bent reflector on right side. Like someone copy and paste the highway. I checked GPS. It showed straight line. But the map looked longer. Like it's stretching. I kept driving. Marker 25. I felt sweat on my neck. This was not possible. The highway was only 23 miles. I know this road. I worked here for years. Then I saw it again. Gas station. Same one. But now mile marker near it said 31. I laughed nervous. This is not real. I pulled over. I stepped out. Everything quiet again. Even wind stopped. I walked to mile marker. Touched it. Cold metal. Real. I looked back at cruiser. My headlights flickered once. Just once. Then normal. I did something stupid. I walked into the gas station lot. Door looked old. Paint peeling. But lights inside were on. I pushed the door. It opened. Bell above door made soft sound. Inside smelled like dust and old oil. Shelves were half empty. Old candy bars. Expired chips. And behind counter. A man. Standing still. Not moving. He looked maybe 60. Gray beard. Dirty apron. He stared at me without blinking. "You're open late," I said. My voice sounded small. He did not smile. "You're not supposed to stop," he said. My stomach dropped. "Who are you?" I asked. He tilted head little. "Same question," he said. I stepped back slowly. "You seen a blue SUV?" I asked. He did not answer. Instead he pointed at wall behind me. I turned. There was cork board. With photos pinned on it. Dozens. Maybe hundreds. All photos of cars. On Highway 47. Different years. Different models. Some black and white. Some color. All taken at night. And in every photo, there was a patrol car. Mine. Or something that looked like mine. My breathing became fast. That's not possible. Then I saw something worse. One photo in corner. Old photo. Maybe 10 years old. And in it, a state trooper standing outside cruiser. His face looked almost like mine. But older. More tired. And under photo. Small writing. Stopped at mile 31. I stepped back again. The old man behind counter spoke. "Road don't like when people stop." I turned fast. "Where are the people in these photos?" He looked at me long time. Then said very soft. "They still driving." Cold went through my bones. I ran outside. Jumped into cruiser. Started engine. I did not look back. I just drove. Faster. 50. 60. 70 miles per hour. Markers kept increasing. 32. 33. 34. The road did not end. Then something happened. Radio turned on by itself. Static loud. Then voice. My voice. Calm. Slow. "Unit 12, you're not supposed to stop." I grabbed radio. "Who is this?" Static. Then same voice. "Keep driving. Don't turn around. Don't stop." I looked in rearview mirror. And saw headlights. Far behind. Another patrol car. Following me. Same distance. No closer. No farther. Just there. My heart pounded hard. I pushed speed to 80. Headlights still same distance. Then I saw a sign ahead. Highway 47, mile 1. I blinked. What? I looked at marker near road. It said 1. I slowed down. I was back at beginning. Like reset. Gas tank almost empty now. But I only drove maybe 1 hour. Odometer showed 198 more miles. I pulled over near mile 2. Just to breathe. Big mistake. Engine died. Completely. Battery fine. But engine would not start. Headlights behind me stopped too. Same distance. Other patrol car. Door opened. The other me stepped out. This time I saw his face clearly. It was me. But eyes darker. Empty. Like no soul. He walked toward me slowly. Not angry. Not smiling. Just calm. He stopped at my window. Tapped glass. 3 times. I could not move. He leaned close. And whispered through glass. Every time you stop, you stay longer. Then he stepped back. And everything went black again. When I opened eyes. Morning light. Birds singing. My cruiser parked at mile 3. Engine running normal. Fuel tank half full. Odometer back to normal. Radio quiet. Like nothing happened. But on passenger seat. There was something. An old photograph. Black and white. Of Highway 47 at night. And a patrol car parked near mile 31. And under it written. Next time, don't stop. I looked around. Empty road. Normal. But deep inside. I knew something. Highway 47 was not just looping. It was watching. And now. It knew I understood. And that meant one thing. It would not let me leave so easily. After that morning. I told myself I was done. No more Highway 47 at night. No more gas station. No more mile 31. But the road was not done with me. 3 days passed. Normal shifts. Small traffic stops. 1 broken down truck. Everything normal. Too normal. But something was wrong inside me. I kept thinking about the photograph. It was still in my locker at the station. I did not show it to anyone. Because how do you explain that? An old black and white photo of a patrol car that looks exactly like mine. Parked at a mile marker that does not exist. And under it. Next time, don't stop. I checked records. Highway 47 was built in 1958. Before that, it was only dirt road. Before that, forest. Deep forest. I also searched old department files. I did not expect to find anything. But I did. One report from 1993. Filed by Trooper Alan Crowley. The report was short. Only 2 pages. It said. Driver reported repeating mile markers past 23. Officer confirmed visual anomaly. Investigation interrupted due to loss of radio signal. That was it. No follow-up. No explanation. I checked personnel records. Trooper Alan Crowley. Status, missing. Disappeared October 14, 1993. Last known location, Highway 47. My stomach turned cold. I went to evidence room. Asked if any old files from 1993 were archived. Clerk said most were moved to storage warehouse. Guess where warehouse is located? Right near the end of Highway 47. That felt wrong. But I needed answers. That night, I did something stupid again. I drove my personal truck. Not the cruiser. No radio. No badge. Just me. I told myself I would only drive to mile 10. Just to see if anything strange happens. At 8:40 p.m., I entered Highway 47. Clear night again. Stars bright. Everything calm. I felt foolish. Maybe it was all stress. Maybe lack of sleep. I passed mile 5. Nothing. Mile 10. Nothing. I almost smiled. See? You're fine. But then something changed. The air felt heavy. Like before storm. My truck radio turned on by itself. No station. Just low humming sound. I turned it off. It turned on again. Same humming. Then I saw something ahead. On right side of road. A man standing near tree line. Wearing old state trooper uniform. Old style hat. Reflective strips faded. He was not moving. I slowed down. Heart beating faster. When my headlights hit his face clearly, I felt like I could not breathe. It was the man from the old photo. The one that looked like older version of me. He raised his hand slowly. Not waving. Just pointing forward. Like telling me to keep driving. I did not stop. I remembered the warning. Don't stop. I pressed gas and drove past him. In rearview mirror. He was gone. Not walking. Not stepping back. Just gone. I drove another 5 minutes. Then I saw mile marker 18. Then 19. Then 20. Then 21. Then 22. Then 23. I waited. Expected to see mile 24 again. But instead, the road ahead looked wrong. Not longer. Not looping. Different. Trees were closer. Branches hanging low. Asphalt cracked badly. No reflectors. Like older version of the highway. I checked speed. 40 miles per hour. Slow. Then I saw mile marker. But it did not say 24. It said 0. 0. I slowed down more. What does 0 mean? I whispered. Then something terrifying happened. My headlights flickered. Just like before. But this time, they did not come back fully. They became weak. Dim. Like battery dying. And the forest around me felt darker than normal dark. Then I noticed something in rearview mirror. Headlights. But not normal headlights. They were older. Yellowish. Like from 90s police cruiser. Following me. Same distance. Not getting closer. Not getting far. Just there. I felt it. The road was not just repeating space. It was repeating time. I passed mile marker again. Still 0. I drove maybe 2 more minutes. And I saw something that made my hands shake. A crashed patrol car. On left side of road. Half inside trees. Rust covering doors. Windshield broken. Emergency lights cracked. But shape was familiar. Very familiar. I slowed down but did not stop. I looked carefully. Badge number on door. My number. But the design was old. Very old. Like from 1990s. My breathing became heavy. That's not mine, I said to myself. But deep inside. I was not sure. Then the humming sound returned. Not from radio. From outside. Low vibration in air. Like engine running underground. The headlights behind me came closer. Little by little. For first time, they changed distance. And then radio in my truck spoke. But my truck has no police radio. Still I heard voice. Very clear. Very calm. Daniel, the road remembers every stop. I almost hit brakes. But I did not. I gripped steering wheel tighter. You are not real, I said loud. Voice answered. You stopped twice. My heart pounded. You looked inside. Gas station. Photos. Old man. You asked questions. Warehouse near highway. Old report. You are making it harder. I felt anger now. Where are the missing people? I shouted. Silence for a few seconds. Then answer. They are driving. Just like old man said. Suddenly I understood something. Maybe the road is not trap. Maybe it is test. Maybe when you stop, you get stuck in different version of highway. Different year. Different time. And maybe if you keep driving, you come back. But what happens to people who stop too long? I looked at crashed patrol car again in mirror. It was closer now. Not because I turned around. But because the road behind me was shorter. The headlights from old cruiser were right behind me now. I could almost see driver. I focused forward. Then I saw a sign ahead. Wooden sign. Old. Half broken. It said. Welcome to Highway 47, open 1958. I felt cold. That sign does not exist anymore. It was replaced years ago. Which means I was not in 2026. I was somewhere else. Someone else. Then I saw someone standing near that sign. A man. Wearing 1993 uniform. Alan Crowley. His face older than photo. But same man. He was looking at me with tired eyes. And for first time. He spoke without radio. Without sound. Just his lips moving. I could read them. Don't stop again. I nodded without thinking. And pressed gas harder. Speed 70. Then 80. The humming grew louder. The headlights behind me flickered. And then everything around me blurred. Trees became streaks. Road became long black line. My truck shook like during earthquake. And then. Silence. Sudden silence. Bright headlights normal again. Modern reflectors. New asphalt. Mile marker 3. I slammed brakes. Truck stopped. Breathing heavy. Sweat on my face. It was 9:12 p.m. Only 30 minutes passed. Fuel tank normal. No crashed car. No old sign. No headlights behind me. Just normal highway. But I was shaking. Because now I understood something worse. Highway 47 does not only loop. It stores moments. It keeps people. And when you drive long enough, it shows you the ones who failed. The ones who stopped. The ones who asked too many questions. And now it had shown me Alan Crowley. Which means one thing. The road thinks I am next. And next time. It may not let me return so easily. I should have reported it. I should have taken leave. I should have stayed away from Highway 47 forever. But I didn't. Because once you see something like that, you don't just forget it. You need to understand it. And that was my mistake. 3 nights after seeing Alan Crowley near the old sign, I got a call. Real call. Dispatch voice normal. Unit 12, possible disabled vehicle. Highway 47, near mile 14. My chest tightened. Mile 14. Safe zone. Before the loop starts. Before mile 23. I almost asked someone else to take it. But something inside me said go. If the road wants you, it will find you anyway. I arrived at mile 14 at 10:02 p.m. A silver sedan parked on shoulder. Hazard lights blinking. A woman standing outside, waving. Normal. Everything normal. I stepped out of cruiser. Ma'am, you okay? She looked around 30 years old. Shaking. My GPS stopped working, she said. It keeps saying recalculating. And the road looks wrong. Cold moved through my spine. What do you mean wrong? I passed mile 18 twice. I did not react on outside. But inside. I felt it. It's starting again. What mile marker you see now? I asked calmly. She turned and pointed. Mile 14. Good. Still safe. Okay, I said. Follow me. I'll lead you back toward town. She nodded quickly. Got in her car. I returned to cruiser. For first time, I made a decision. I would not let someone else experience this alone. If the road loops, I stay in front. If something happens, it happens to me first. I pulled onto highway. Slow. 40 miles per hour. She followed. Mile 15. Mile 16. Everything normal. Mile 17. Mile 18. The air changed. That heavy feeling again. My radio flickered. Static whisper. I looked in mirror. Her headlights still behind me. Good. Mile 19. Mile 20. I swallowed. Mile 21. Mile 22. I spoke into radio quietly. Dispatch, confirm highway length. Silence. Static. Then my own voice answered. Highway never ends. I gripped steering wheel tighter. Mile 23. There it was. The line. The invisible border. I expected mile 24. Instead. The road sign ahead said. Mile 1. Reset. Again. I looked in rearview mirror. Her car still behind me. Good. But something was wrong. Her headlights looked dimmer. Farther. Even though she was same distance. I slowed down. She slowed too. Then I saw something ahead. 3 sets of headlights. Not moving. Parked across road. Blocking it. I stopped about 50 feet away. The woman behind me stopped too. The 3 vehicles were patrol cars. Different years. One from 80s. One from 90s. One from early 2000s. All engines running. Lights off. Just headlights on. My heart pounded hard. Doors opened slowly. 3 troopers stepped out. Different uniforms. Different eras. But all had same look in their eyes. Empty. Tired. Driving too long. One of them stepped forward. It was Alan Crowley. Not old like before. Not young either. Frozen somewhere in between. He looked at me. Then at the woman behind me. Then back at me. And he shook his head. Very slow. Like warning me. Suddenly the woman screamed behind me. I looked in mirror. Her car door was open. She was standing outside. Looking around confused. I don't see the town, she shouted. I jumped out of cruiser. Stay in your car. I yelled. She looked at me. But there's trees where the road was. I turned. My blood ran cold. Behind her car, there was no highway. Just forest. Thick. Dark. Like the road had been erased. She started walking backward slowly. No, no, no. The 3 troopers began walking toward us. Not fast. Not slow. Just steady. Like they had all the time in the world. Alan spoke first. They stopped. His voice sounded dry. They asked questions. The 80s trooper added. They looked back. The 3rd one said. They forgot the rule. I stepped between them and the woman. What rule? I demanded. All 3 looked at me together. Keep driving. The ground beneath us vibrated slightly. Low hum growing stronger. The woman started crying. I just want to go home. I looked at Alan. You were real. You had a life. A family. His eyes changed slightly. Pain flickered. I stopped at mile 31, he said quietly. I thought I could map it. My stomach dropped. Map it. Understand it. Control it. Like I am trying to do. You can leave, he said to me. But not her. My anger exploded. Why not her? Alan looked at the forest behind her. Because she looked back. The woman turned slowly. And she saw it. Deep inside trees, there were headlights. Hundreds. Moving slowly. Like cars driving in forest without roads. My legs felt weak. Those are the ones still driving. Lost inside. Never stopping. Never arriving. Just moving. Forever. The woman began walking toward the trees. Like something pulling her. I grabbed her arm. Don't move. The vibration became stronger. The 3 troopers stepped closer. Alan whispered. You can save 1. What does that mean? I shouted. You can save 1. The 90s trooper repeated it. The 2000s trooper nodded. I understood. The road wants balance. Every time someone stops, someone else replaces them. If I force her back into car, maybe I take her place. The humming became loud now. Headlights and forest growing brighter. The woman screamed as something invisible pulled her forward. I made choice. I pushed her hard toward her car. Drive. I shouted. She stumbled inside. Engine started instantly. She slammed gas pedal. Her car shot forward. And disappeared. Not drove away. Disappeared. Like erased from frame. Silence fell. The forest behind her vanished. Highway returned. The 3 troopers stopped moving. They looked at me. Alan stepped closer. You chose. My throat felt dry. What happens now? He gave small sad smile. Now you drive. The other 2 returned to their patrol cars. Engines revved. They pulled onto road. Started driving past me. Slow. Endless. Alan walked back to his cruiser. Before entering, he looked at me one last time. Don't stop again, he said. Then he drove forward. Into darkness. I stood alone on Highway 47. My cruiser still running. Radio silent. Mile marker said 1. I got back inside slowly. Hands shaking. Fuel gauge started dropping on its own. Without moving. Like the road was preparing me. Testing me. I whispered to myself. Keep driving. So I did. Because now I understand something terrifying. The highway does not trap random people. It traps the ones who notice it. The ones who try to understand. The ones who stop. And tonight, I chose to let someone else go. Which means, the road chose me. And somewhere ahead, mile 31 is waiting again. I did not go home that night. I did not call dispatch. I did not report the woman. Because I knew something now. If I said her name out loud, the system would forget her. Just like Thomas Reed. Just like Alan Crowley. The road doesn't just loop space. It edits memory. I kept driving. Mile 1. Mile 2. Mile 3. Normal numbers. But the air felt thicker with every mile. Like pressure building inside a sealed room. Fuel gauge kept dropping slowly. Even though I was barely pressing the gas. Radio stayed silent. No static. No voice. That scared me more. It felt like the road was watching quietly. Waiting. Mile 10. Mile 14. Mile 18. My hands were steady now. Too steady. Like I had already accepted something. When I passed mile 23, I didn't even blink. The sign ahead didn't say 24. It didn't say 1. It didn't say anything. The mile marker was blank. White metal. No number. Just empty. The forest on both sides looked darker. Thicker. Like trees were leaning closer. Listening. I checked rearview mirror. No headlights behind me. For the first time, I was alone in the loop. The humming returned. Louder than ever before. Not just sound. Vibration. I felt it through the steering wheel. Through the seat. Through my chest. Then numbers started appearing on mile markers again. No reset this time. No time shift. Just straight progression. I swallowed hard. This was it. The road wasn't hiding anymore. It was taking me forward. Toward something. Mile 28. The trees began thinning out. Mile 29. Fog started rolling across asphalt. Mile 30. My headlights dimmed slightly. And then. Mile 31. The sign stood on the right side. Old. Rust on edges. Mile 31. Exactly like photo. Exactly like the gas station board. Exactly like the warning. I slowed down without thinking. The road ahead curved slightly. And there it was. The gas station. But it looked different now. Not abandoned. Not dusty. Lights fully on. Clean windows. Pumps working. Like brand new. I stopped breathing for a moment. Then I realized something. My foot was on the brake. The cruiser had stopped. I had done it again. I stopped. The humming stopped instantly. Complete silence. Even insects. Even wind. Everything frozen. The gas station door opened slowly by itself. Bell rang softly. Warm yellow light spilling out. Inviting. I gripped steering wheel tight. Don't get out. Don't move. But something felt different this time. Not threatening. Calm. Too calm. Then I saw someone step out. It was me. But older. Much older. Hair gray. Lines on face. Eyes tired. He walked slowly toward my cruiser. Not aggressive. Not smiling. Just, understanding. He tapped my window once. I did not roll it down. He leaned closer. And I heard him clearly. You made it further than most. My throat felt dry. Is this where it ends? I asked. He shook his head. No. This is where it repeats. I stared at him. What are you? He looked back at the gas station. I'm what happens when you choose to stay. Stay. The word echoed in my head. You didn't escape? I asked. He smiled slightly. No one escapes. The forest behind him shifted slightly. And I noticed something terrifying. Behind the gas station, there was a parking lot. Huge. Filled with patrol cars. Different years. Different models. All parked neatly. All empty. How many? I whispered. Enough, he replied. I felt anger rise inside me. Why me? He stepped back slightly. The road needs witnesses. That's not an answer. He tilted his head. You noticed it. You questioned it. You saved one. The woman. That changed your position. Position. Like this is system. Like we are pieces. You can still drive, he said calmly. You can go back. I looked down at fuel gauge. Almost empty. How far will it let me go? He gave small shrug. As far as you don't stop. The silence felt heavy. What happens if I stay? I asked. He looked at the parked cruisers. You become part of the warning. Cold washed over me. You stand near mile markers. You appear in mirrors. You tell the next one not to stop. Like Alan. Like the others. You remember everything, he added quietly. That was the worst part. They remember. All of it. Forever. I closed my eyes for a few seconds. Thought about my house. My badge. My normal life. Thought about the woman I pushed back into her car. If I stay. Maybe she never experiences it again. If I leave. Maybe the road finds someone else. I opened my eyes. He was still there. Waiting. Not forcing. Just offering. You can't destroy it? I asked. He almost laughed. It's older than the asphalt. Older than the trees. Older than the department. What is it? I whispered. He looked up at the dark sky. It's a road that was never meant to end. The humming began again. Low at first. Growing stronger. The gas pumps flickered. The forest moved slightly closer. Fuel gauge hit empty. Engine sputtered once. He stepped back slowly. Choose. That was it. No more time. No more thinking. I slammed the gear into drive. Pressed gas pedal hard. Engine coughed. Coughed again. Then caught. The cruiser jumped forward. I did not look at him. I did not look at the gas station. I just drove. Mile 31 disappeared behind me. The road stretched endlessly. Fuel gauge showed 0. But engine kept running. The humming grew louder. Trees blurred. Everything shaking. I felt like the highway was resisting. Like it did not expect this choice. Then suddenly. All lights went out. Total darkness. Engine died. Silence. I sat there breathing hard. Nothing outside. No stars. No trees. No road. Just black. Then slowly. Headlights turned on by themselves. Revealing something impossible. There was no asphalt. No forest. No gas station. Just an endless line of parked vehicles. All facing forward. All with drivers inside. Hands on steering wheels. Eyes open. Staring ahead. Not moving. I looked left. One of them turned his head slowly. It was Thomas Reed. The missing driver. He looked at me calmly. Then he pressed his gas pedal. His car moved forward. And vanished into darkness. One by one. The other cars began moving too. Driving into nothing. Like queue finally opening. My heart pounded. This wasn't prison. It was waiting line. The road doesn't trap forever. It cycles. Releases. Replaces. My headlights flickered again. Then the asphalt returned beneath me. Forest came back. Mile marker ahead said. Fuel gauge half full. Radio quiet. Time 4:13 a.m. Exactly like first night. I exhaled slowly. I was back. But something felt different. In rearview mirror. Very far behind me. Near mile 31. I saw a figure standing near the road. Watching. It looked older. Gray hair. Tired eyes. It looked like me. And he was not moving. Just waiting. For the next one. I gripped steering wheel tight. And whispered to myself. Don't stop. After mile 31, something changed. The highway still looked normal during the day. Families drove through it. Truckers used it. Tourists passed by without a problem. But I knew the truth. Highway 47 only wakes up at night. And only for the ones who see it. For 2 weeks, I avoided night patrol. Switched shifts. Told my supervisor I wasn't sleeping well. Which was true. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that parking line. Cars waiting. Drivers staring ahead. Not trapped. Waiting. Like something was processing them. Deciding. And the worst part? I kept thinking about the older version of me. Standing near mile 31. If I escaped. Then who was he? That question stayed in my head. Then one evening, dispatch forced it. Unit 12, night shift coverage needed. Highway 47. No one else available. My chest felt heavy. It was time. I checked my cruiser carefully before leaving. Fuel tank full. Radio working. Dashcam recording. I even brought a small voice recorder. If something happened, I wanted proof. I entered Highway 47 at 9:02 p.m. Clear sky. Cold wind. Everything peaceful. Mile 5. Mile 10. Nothing unusual. Mile 14. Still normal. I almost relaxed. But that's when it began. Mile 18. The air thickened again. Mile 20. Radio crackled softly. Not words. Just breathing. Slow breathing. I didn't respond. Mile 23. The invisible border. The sign ahead did not change. It still said 23. But the road felt longer. Wider. Like stretching. I kept driving. The humming started earlier this time. Stronger. Like the road was prepared. Fog rolled in suddenly. Thick. Heavy. I felt calm. Strangely calm. Like I knew this was the final test. Mile 31 appeared ahead. Gas station lights already on. No flicker. No decay. Just steady glow. But this time. There were no parked cruisers. No older version of me. The lot was empty. I did not slow down. I did not touch brake. I drove straight past it. The humming spiked violently. The road began shaking. Trees bent inward. Like tunnel forming. My headlights flickered rapidly. Then the radio spoke. Not my voice. Not Alan's. Something deeper. You were offered a place. I swallowed. I refuse. Silence. Then. Every road needs an ending. Suddenly asphalt ahead cracked. A thin black line split the road. Getting wider. Like canyon forming. I pushed speed higher. 80 miles per hour. The crack widened behind me. Swallowing mile markers. Swallowing the gas station. Swallowing everything. The forest was disappearing. Erasing. You cannot outrun structure, the voice said calmly. This is not a structure, I shouted. It's a loop. Loops require anchors. My stomach dropped. Anchors. That's what the older versions were. Anchors holding the cycle stable. If I refuse to anchor, the system breaks. The crack in road raced forward now. Trying to cut me off. I had seconds. Then I saw something ahead. A different sign. Not mile marker. A wooden board I never saw before. It read. Exit. Just that. No number. No arrow. Just exit. To the right side, there was narrow dirt road. Barely visible through fog. I didn't think. I turned sharply right. The cruiser bounced violently onto dirt. Behind me, the main highway split open completely. Swallowed by darkness. The humming turned into roar. The fog became solid wall. I kept driving down dirt path. Branches scraping sides of cruiser. No mile markers. No signs. No gas station. Just raw forest road. After maybe 2 minutes. Silence. Complete silence. The fog lifted. I stopped the cruiser slowly. Looked around. I was on an old county road. Cracked asphalt. Small wooden houses in distance. Normal streetlights. My GPS restarted. Location updated. Not Highway 47. I checked map. I was 3 miles east of where Highway 47 should be. There was no connection road here. No dirt exit on any map. My radio crackled. Real dispatch voice. Unit 12, status check. You went off grid for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all. My hands were shaking. I'm fine, I said quietly. Taking alternate route. I turned the cruiser around. Carefully. Slowly. When I reached main highway again. Highway 47 was normal. No crack. No fog. No mile 31 sign. I drove past mile 23. And it ended. At mile 23. Like it always should. No mile 24. No reset. Just a T intersection. Dead end. My heart was pounding so loud I could hear it. I drove back to station in silence. When I parked the cruiser, I checked odometer. Normal. Fuel tank still full. Dashcam recording saved. I rushed inside. Plugged footage into system. Fast forwarded to mile 31. The screen showed me driving normally. Past mile 23. Past mile 24. Past mile 25. But none of it looked strange. No gas station. No fog. No crack in road. Just empty highway. Then suddenly, at timestamp 9:41 p.m. the video glitched. Static for 5 seconds. Then it showed me driving on dirt road already. Like the highway part was erased. 5 minutes missing. Exactly what dispatch said. I leaned back in chair slowly. So that's how it protects itself. It removes evidence. Edits memory. Deletes the anchor that escapes. I left the station at 3 a.m. Drove home. Did not speak. Did not think. Just drove. When I reached my driveway, I saw something that made my blood freeze. There was a small wooden mile marker planted near my mailbox. Old. Rust on edges. It said. I stepped out slowly. Walked toward it. Touched it. Cold metal. Real. Behind me, on the dark street. Headlights flickered once. Very far down the road. Watching. Waiting. Then they turned off. And disappeared. I understood then. You don't escape Highway 47. You relocate it. It doesn't need asphalt. It doesn't need trees. It only needs a driver who knows. And now. It knows me. I went inside my house. Locked the door. But deep inside I understood something worse than looping. The road didn't fail. It adapted. And someday soon. When someone else notices something wrong at mile 23. When someone stops at a place that shouldn't exist. When someone looks back. They might see me standing near a sign. Tired. Waiting. Warning them quietly. Don't stop. I tried to ignore the mile marker in my yard. For 3 days, I pretended it wasn't there. I left for work without looking at it. Came home without turning my headlights toward it. But every night, it moved. First night, it stood near the mailbox. Second night, it was closer to the porch. Third night, it was beside my driveway. Mile 31. Same rust. Same dent on the side. Same number. It wasn't being placed there. It was arriving. And I finally understood something. Highway 47 wasn't a location. It was a system. And I had broken part of it. When I turned off onto that dirt road. When I refused the anchor. The loop destabilized. But it didn't collapse. It followed me. That night, I didn't go to work. I didn't call in sick either. I just waited at home. Lights off. Sitting in the dark living room. Watching through the window. At exactly 9:41 p.m. The streetlights outside flickered once. Then dimmed. My chest tightened. That timestamp again. The 5 missing minutes. The humming started low. Not from outside. From inside the walls. From the floor. From the air itself. I stood slowly. Walked to the front door. Opened it. The street was gone. No houses. No road. No sky. Just Highway 47. Stretching endlessly in both directions. And directly in front of my porch. Mile marker 1. My house sat on the highway. Integrated into it. Like it had always been there. The humming grew louder. And I saw headlights in the distance. Coming toward me slowly. A single patrol car. Older model. Engine steady. It stopped in front of my yard. The door opened. Alan Crowley stepped out. But he wasn't tired anymore. He wasn't broken. He looked relieved. You broke the structure, he said calmly. I thought I escaped, I replied. He shook his head gently. You removed yourself from the loop. That's the same thing. No, he said. You shifted the anchor. Cold moved through my body. What does that mean? He looked around at my house sitting on asphalt. The road needs a constant. A witness. A memory holder. You. He nodded. You were supposed to take mile 31. I swallowed. But when you refused. He looked directly into my eyes. It anchored to you instead. The headlights in the distance multiplied. 1 became 10. 10 became hundreds. All driving slowly toward us. The line of waiting cars. But this time, they weren't frozen. They were moving freely. Because the loop was unstable. You didn't free them, Alan said quietly. You unbalanced the system. The humming became violent. My porch steps began cracking. Turning into asphalt. The walls of my house slowly fading. Becoming tree line. You can still stabilize it, he added. How? I shouted over the vibration. Take the place. Mile 31. The gas station. The warning. If I do that. The loop restores. The drivers wait again. The road contains itself. And if I don't? Alan looked behind me. I turned slowly. Inside what used to be my living room. There were mile markers. Stacked against the wall. Numbers stretching upward endlessly. 1 through 31. Then beyond. The loop expanding. Without anchor, it keeps growing. It won't stay Highway 47. It will spread. Every road that connects to it. Every street. Every driveway. Like infection. The headlights were closer now. Engines humming like heartbeat. You were chosen because you understand it, Alan said. Because you look forward. I'm not sacrificing myself. You already did, he said softly. The floor beneath me turned fully into asphalt. My house was gone now. Just highway stretching under my feet. And I felt something terrifying. The road wasn't hostile. It wasn't evil. It was mechanical. Like gravity. Like time. It required balance. And I disrupted it. You saved one, Alan said. But now hundreds will drift. I looked at the endless line of cars. Faces inside them. Confused. Lost. Driving without structure. Without reset. The loop was breaking. The waiting line collapsing. If there's no anchor. The road becomes chaos. And chaos spreads. I looked at mile 1 sign in front of me. Then I looked down the highway. And in the far distance. I saw it. Mile 31. The gas station glowing faintly. Waiting. Waiting for someone to stand there. To be seen in mirrors. To warn the next observer. To contain the pattern. Alan stepped back toward his cruiser. If you refuse again. His voice softened. You won't just relocate it. You'll become the expansion. I felt the weight of that sentence. Not a ghost. Not trapped. But stretched. Across every connected road. Every intersection. Every mile marker. I could feel it already. Like threads pulling outward from my chest. Extending down the asphalt. Searching for endpoints. The road wasn't inside the forest. It was inside perception. And I was its strongest witness. The headlights were only yards away now. Engines rumbling like thunder. Faces staring ahead. Waiting for direction. Waiting for loop to reset. I made my choice. Not because I wanted to. Not because I was brave. But because I finally understood. Some systems aren't meant to be destroyed. Only maintained. I walked forward. Each step turned more of the world into Highway 47. Alan watched silently. As I approached mile 31. The gas station lights grew brighter. The humming softened. The chaos slowed. The cars behind me began stopping again. Engines idling. Drivers staring forward. Frozen. Waiting. I reached the sign. Mile 31. Rust cold under my hand. The moment I touched it. Silence. Complete silence. The world stabilized. The line of cars stopped moving. Engines quiet. Fog settled. The gas station behind me flickered once. Then steady glow. Alan stood near his cruiser. Younger now. Lighter. You understand now, he said. I nodded slowly. I don't disappear, do I? He shook his head. You remain. Forever. He didn't answer. But I didn't need him to. The forest returned around us. The road smoothed. The loop restored. Alan got back into his patrol car. Before closing the door, he looked at me. Don't let them stop, he said. Then he drove down the highway. Toward mile 1. Toward Reset. I stood alone near the gas station. The night calm again. Crickets returned. Wind moved through trees. Headlights appeared in the distance. A new driver approaching. Confused. Looking at mile markers carefully. I could feel it. The moment he would notice. The moment he would question. The moment he would slow down. And when he does. He will see a patrol car parked near mile 31. He will see a state trooper standing beside it. Tired eyes. Calm voice. And I will tell him the only rule that matters. Keep driving. Because now. I am not trying to escape the loop. I am the reason it holds. And Highway 47 will never end. Time feels different at mile 31. Not slower. Not faster. Just, stretched. The first night after I took the anchor, I expected pain. I expected to feel trapped. But that's not how it works. You don't feel imprisoned. You feel aware. I can see the entire stretch of Highway 47 at once. Mile 1 to mile 23. And beyond. I see every car that enters. Every driver who glances too long at a sign. Every mind that starts to question. Most drivers pass through without a problem. They don't notice the silence at mile 18. They don't notice the air change at mile 20. They don't count the markers. Those people leave safely. The road doesn't want everyone. It only reacts to awareness. Curiosity is the key. And curiosity is rare. On the third night, a pickup truck entered the highway at 10:11 p.m. Young guy. Maybe 22. Music playing loud. He wasn't paying attention at first. Mile 5. Mile 10. Mile 14. Normal. But at mile 18, his music cut out suddenly. The air thickened. He turned the radio knob. Nothing. He looked at the mile marker. Then looked at it again. That was the moment. The first notice. The first crack. I felt it. Like a vibration through the asphalt. The road watching him. Testing him. Mile 20. He slowed down. Mile 21. He checked his phone GPS. Mile 22. He whispered something to himself. I already knew the words. Wasn't I just here? Mile 23. The invisible border. The reset prepared itself. But he did something smart. He shook his head. Turned the music back on. Laughed at himself. Just tired, he said. And he kept driving. The loop did not activate. He passed safely. That's the rule. Doubt feeds it. Dismissal weakens it. The next night was different. A woman driving alone. Older. Focused. Counting. She passed mile 15 slowly. Mile 16. Mile 17. She leaned forward in her seat. Mile 18. Her eyes narrowed. She looked at the trees. At the shape of the road. Mile 19. Her breathing changed. Mile 20. She whispered. This feels wrong. The moment she said that, the loop engaged. I felt mile 23 preparing to stretch. The humming began low. She reached mile 23. Then saw mile 24. Her hands tightened on the steering wheel. She didn't stop. Good. But she looked in the rearview mirror. That was mistake. In the mirror, she saw headlights that weren't there. That's when fear replaced doubt. Fear strengthens the road. She slowed slightly. Just slightly. But enough. The reset snapped. Mile 1. Again. Her heartbeat pounded loud. She noticed. She counted again. And when she reached mile 23 the second time, she pressed the brakes. I felt it instantly. The loop locked. The gas station lights turned on. Fog rolled in. The structure required intervention. I stepped into visibility near mile 31. She reached it within minutes. Her car stopped near the pumps. She stepped out slowly. Confused. Scared. I walked toward her. Same uniform. Same tired eyes. But calm voice. Ma'am, I said gently, you can't stop here. Her eyes widened. Where am I? You're on Highway 47. No, I'm not, she whispered. This doesn't exist. I nodded slowly. That's the problem. She looked behind her. The forest had shifted slightly closer. She saw it. The subtle bend. The unnatural silence. Am I going to die? She asked. That question always hurts. No, I said honestly. You're going to drive. Her breathing quickened. I've already driven. Not enough. She shook her head. I can't keep going in circles. It's not a circle, I replied softly. It's a filter. She didn't understand. Most don't. I stepped closer. Listen to me carefully. When you get back in that car, do not look in your mirror. Do not count the mile markers. Do not question what you see. Just drive. Tears formed in her eyes. And if I don't? I looked at the line of parked cruisers beyond the gas station. Invisible to her. Visible to me. Then you wait. Her hands trembled. But I have a family. So do I. That part was true. Somewhere. In some version. I no longer remember their faces clearly. That's the price. Memory thins when you anchor. You remember the road clearly. But life before it fades like fog. She got back in her car slowly. Closed the door. I stepped back. The humming rose gently. She pressed the gas pedal. The car moved forward. Mile 31 faded behind her. The fog thinned. Mile 30. Mile 29. I watched carefully. Mile 23 approached. If she slowed. If she looked. But she didn't. She stared straight ahead. White knuckles on steering wheel. Mile 23. And it ended. The real end. The T intersection. She drove through it. Left the highway. The loop relaxed. Another one passed. Another one saved. But each time this happens, the system recalculates. It grows smarter. It adapts. And I feel it learning. Highway 47 is no longer just reacting. It anticipates. It knows human psychology. It knows doubt. It knows curiosity. It knows fear. And it knows me. Weeks pass differently here. Sometimes I see 3 drivers in one night. Sometimes none for days. But something new has started happening. Drivers are noticing earlier. At mile 15 now. At mile 14. The awareness spreading faster. Like the idea of it travels. Not through asphalt. Through story. Through whispers. Through videos. Through warnings. And that is the most dangerous part. Because the more people who know, the more people who look for it, the stronger the loop becomes. It feeds on recognition. And if enough people seek mile 31, the road won't need to hide anymore. It won't need anchors. It will simply exist everywhere. Tonight, as I stand beside the gas station, I feel something different. A new vibration. Not from one car. From many. Far away. Across different highways. Across different states. Across different backroads. The pattern is copying. Looping structures forming elsewhere. Highways that feel slightly too long. Mile markers that don't add up. Drivers who count. Who question. Who post about strange roads online. The system is spreading. And I understand something now. I didn't stop it. I didn't save it. I helped it evolve. Because once someone explains the rule, others test it. And when they test it, the road grows. Headlights appear in the distance again. Another car entering. Another mind about to notice. I stand near mile 31. Uniform steady. Voice calm. Ready to give the same warning. But deep inside, I know something terrifying. One day, someone will refuse my advice. Someone will choose to map it. To expose it. To break it completely. And when that happens, there won't be a mile 31 anymore. There won't be an anchor. There won't be a loop. There will just be road. Everywhere. Endless. And no one will remember where it started. Until then. If you ever drive through the Appalachian Backroads late at night. If you ever feel the air change at mile 18. If you ever see a mile marker that doesn't make sense. Do one thing. Don't stop. And whatever you do, don't look back. Sometimes the scariest things are not monsters. They are systems. Not evil. Not angry. Just balanced. Curiosity is powerful. But not every door needs to be opened. Not every road needs to be explored to the end. And if you ever find yourself on a road that feels just a little too long, remember the rule. Keep driving.